for 2 minutes?
No, 0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you. I don't ever want to hear your voice, to you. Please, God bless you, but please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Please stop following me.
You won't call the cops.
Stop. I don't. Stop stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalked me. That's why I mean.
Just
leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No, 0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you. I don't ever want to hear your voice, to you. Please, God bless you, but please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Please stop following me.
You won't call the cops.
Stop. I don't. Stop stalking me. Please, I can't live here.
Hi, this is Cynthia Ortiz. It is September 18, 2022, and I almost got kidnapped. So, thankfully, there are police from somewhere else helping me, and they got me this email. They got me this recording. They played it for me today at about noon, where, what's it say? They want to kidnap me and put me on an airplane. We sent it right to them. Okay, you guys were recorded talking about putting me on an airplane. That's not the first time. You've done that a couple times now. You wanted to coax me out to the club where I work and do it there. Wait, what is this wedding photo shoot thing? Mr. Perry traffics people, which is illegal to do. Comes with a life sentence per count. So, we've been saying that for a long time. He sold me to a Houston realtor named Larry. And, the more stress Mr. Perry puts on me, the more his leaks get pissed off, and we get all kinds of intel, like names. We got Bittencourt's name, we got Sanjay's name, we got Beverly's name, we got Geppetto, we got, so many names of his people that work for him and are helping with the whole trafficking deal. So, you're caught, and we're just like, do you not fucking understand words? You're caught. We all know that you sold me to this Larry guy. He paid you half up front, and you're trying to deliver. You are trying as hard as you can to get Lucius. We got to get her car title. I got to take her car away. We've got to get her car title. I've got to take... Where does she keep that car title? I've got to take that car away from her. Him and David Roberson and Charles constantly going at my car. My car was wrecked about 5 times in the last 3 years. And, so, this is something they've been trying to do for a long time. They think that will coerce me to be trafficked. They try to make women destitute. They have no money. They have no place to live. They have no family left. They have nothing left. And so we take everything out of your life that's stable and good and supportive and take you into a captivity situation. You're going to have to suck dicks all day and all night, however much we say, and we're going to make money. Every guy that comes in pays us. And for that, you get to live at this Houston compound, or you live in, and you're a slave. Okay, slavery ended at the Civil War, dum-dum. So, it's a crime in America to do all that. You're caught when you do it to me. I get the information before. So, we got this before. Well, lo and behold, for the first time ever, I get a DoorDash order to the airport. You can't see where you're going. When you take an order, it will show you the general vicinity, but it will not show you exactly where you're going. So you don't get an exact location. So when you have, you click, yeah, I'll take it. And then you get an address. But it didn't, where it says leave, where does it say? Where it says the drop-off instructions right here. Handed to the recipient at the Southwest Departure yeah. So, you only see that after you hit confirm pick up the food. If you hit accept, you can unassign it, you can dump the order. But, like if an order's taking too long to get ready, you can, and you want to wait for a better order somewhere where you don't have to wait so long, you can dump off an order. But you can't dump it off once you hit confirm pick up the food. I now have the food. You can't dump it off then. You're stuck with it. You got to deliver it. So this part where it says handed to recipient at the Southwest ticket counter, you can't see that until you actually pick up the food, and there's not a damn thing you can do about it. And they knew that. We've talked about them hacking my Dasher app, limiting my income for years since I started doing it. Jam it up so I don't get any orders, except the people they want and the amount of money they want. Dashers make an average in Tulsa of $15 an hour. So what happens with them is we get stuff like this. Every time Charles contacts me, every day they invade my privacy, and every day that I'm broke. It makes everybody very angry. People don't like suffering. So, I mean, we say it, then we show you. The McNamara email was in 2015. It talks about coercion. I'm a false arrester, false imprisoner, basically using the justice system to kidnap me and then try to coerce her to lie. Coerce her to change her court testimony. Coerce her to change her statements to police. Coerce her to break the law. I'll make it where she can't be free. She can't eat. She doesn't have a place to live. I'll smear her name and put that much duress and stress and strain on her life and on her relationships and on the people in her life. So now they're pressuring her too. That way she'll do what I want. So we've already talked about it over and over and over and over and over. And we're like, you're caught. And people ask us, Mr. Perry, all the time, does he not know he's caught? Like, he acts like he doesn't know. We're all talking about it. She's talked about it. So we all know. It doesn't even make sense. Why does he act like he doesn't know? So basically, this came in at noon. Before and after. Again, here we go again with that. Cause and effect. When you do the crime to me, you get caught. Same and different. It's different with your other victims. They don't have these. They don't have emails like that or information like that before. Before and after, we get it before, not after. That came in at 9 o'clock tonight. So you did exactly what the email said, and we're all going, wow. What? Same thing with McNamara email. Mr. Perry did exactly what the McNamara email said. Pretty much. He varied it a little. Same thing with I'm going to take her car away from her. It's been wrecked and totally wrecked. I've never had that many people hit me. I mean, I got my, you go your whole life and nobody hits you, and then this weirdo comes around. I'm going to take her car and have her car towed and sold before she figures out it ain't legal. And then 4 or 5, times I'm hit. I'm not doing the hitting, they're hitting me. So, or just have the car guy go get it. So it's like, we're all kind of going, it's so easy, it's not fair. I mean, literally, it's so easy, it's not even fair. So this whole email talks about them wanting my driver's license and my car title. And they're trying to get me to the, David Roberson calls up the, I don't know which policeman, but one or two of them, every 5 times a day. Can't you just get her on that murder? What can we do to shut her up? Can't you just get her on that murder? Just make that work. We're like, oh my, and that guy's like, I don't have any evidence that says she did anything. Oh, just make it work. Just find a way. Can't you just get her on that murder? What can you get her on? Find something. Yelling, screaming. And we're like, oh my God, wow. What is wrong with you? What in the fuck is wrong with you? That you act like that? That you're that scared and desperate, and I mean, we're just like, we don't know what to say to that. We have no words for that, David. Like, how shameful. How shameful. So every time they do some, this Larry is shit out of luck. She didn't go to the airport to be delivered to the guy who bought her. So why is a man so desperate? I guess he gives off weirdo vibes or something. I don't know. Why is a man so desperate that he has to buy a woman and can't just go to a bar and pick up a date like everybody else? Or go on Our Time or, one of those. I don't know. So our guy said in March 2020, don't invade Cindy's privacy. Don't contact her or her family. And not in any form. Not directly, not indirectly. Leave them alone. And she's not to be broke. Get your hands out of her wallet, Calvin. So I should be making $15 an hour, and I'm making chunk change. I mean, it's not near that. And then If I struggle hard enough, it might be $15 a day. These guys are all about the canned food. I guess somebody was looking at my bank account, and he goes, this is awful. For about the past 6-7 years, Charles has really made her broke. He thinks it's a trophy. He thinks we're all supposed to pat him on the back for doing that. It buys us intel, sir. Every day that I'm broke, it gets us more intel. I have a bill right now that is $20 a day, more than it should be, and that's a problem for you more than it is me. It pissed off your leagues. We got this, all that. I can't get to her driver's license because she found out we want her driver's license. Which, if you're going to traffic a woman, you need to take that away from them. So you control they can't do anything without that. So that way we control them. We have their driver's license. We have their social. We have their birth certificate. We got a passport made, and we have that too. Right? Traffickers? Isn't that what human trafficking? They did a news story on training TSA to watch for just that. If you've got somebody running through the airport there, and the guy won't let the person, it's usually a female, a victim, have their driver's license, that's a flag that's a human trafficked victim. So keep an eye on that. They did it. They had it on the news that you guys take the driver's license. So you talked about it again today, and it was recorded, and we got it. You talked about having me, Hansel and Gretel, or two. You call it Hansel and Gretel. You have your code words. We got the code words. Right? Ratatouille, take her to dinner. Hansel and Gretel, like you did Mike Neely. Go to Pensacola, Mike. It'll be fun. And you lure or coax the victim to the place where you're gonna hurt them, kill them, whatever it is you're gonna do. Look at this. Kidnap them. I was almost kidnapped tonight. Look at that. So I didn't get rattled. I just took care of it and took a picture of it and took off and went on to the next thing. I have to live. This is my job. This is what I do to eat, which I can't eat most of the time because they hack my app and do shit like that. Or I get all upside down orders. We pay very close attention to the acceptance rate. The acceptance rate shows here's how many good orders I got and I took. And if that's low, you got a problem. You have the problem. You're not listening to what's happening. You're not paying attention. We said we're using all this to take you to court and you go to jail. Criminal court. They're building a case against you. Why else would they get this stuff? Why else would they get it? Mr. Perry creates his own reality. So, I guess somebody said tonight, it looks like there are about 3 to 4 failed attempts to kill her. Now he wants wedding photos. Did you think I would allow you to take wedding photos of me? I'd beat the shit out of you. Nobody knows why you thought I would go along with that. I mean, I'd beat the hell out of you. I'd scream and yell at my family, get them off me. I don't want this, get them off me. This is not what I want. He's forcing this on me. So, to traffic me, he forged a marriage license so that he could get past some privacy laws and get information that is none of his business. He did that to tear down my life, to make me easier to traffic. We know you want my car. You never shut up about it. Calvin is causing. Tell me when she goes to sleep, I'll go get that car. I'll go cut the fan belt. Then she can't go nowhere. She'll have to go be trafficked. Then we'll deliver. Then we all get our money. Right? I mean, you're caught, dum-dum. So, we got all this. Every time Charles contacts me, we get more. When he causes a problem for me, like this, we get names and shit. When it gets really bad, we get a lot of names. Mr. Perry Betancourt. Who's Mr. Betancourt? Mr. Perry. Who's Mr. Betancourt? I mean, I want to know who's Mr. Betancourt. He's a big tough guy and he's mean. People don't like him. They say he's mean. We got, how would things look had you done what they said a long time ago? Huh? How would things look now? Had you done what they said a long time ago? When he said don't invade her privacy, don't contact her or her family, she's not to be broke anymore. She better not be broke anymore. Don't make her broke anymore. Get your hands out of her wallet. Don't contact her. Don't contact her family. Don't invade her privacy. We have gotten, we got all this because you didn't do what he said. And then you tried to do it anyway, knowing we already knew. He's already caught. So easy it's not fair, right? Okay, so here's the car one. Every day they would talk about taking my car away from me to subjugate, to coerce, to be trafficked. Every fucking day. Right? I wish I knew where she keeps her car title. We got to get that car title from her. We got to get her driver's license from her. Have her pulled over and have a cop take a picture of her driver's license so I can make a passport. We've heard you're recorded. All that's recorded. So my testimony can only be that I heard a police recording at which they said this in August 23, 2019. It's not legit, but I will have her car towed and sold before she figures that out. That's the last highlighted sentence. Every time you contact me, Charles, we get more like this. Before, not after. Before you do it, not after. Every time you contact me, any kind of contact at all, because I don't like it and you are told to stop. Every day you invade my privacy, we get more stuff just like this because I don't like it. It's vulgar. It's obscene. It's demented. It's illegal for a reason. You're demented. And you're not all there. It's very frustrating to have to deal with somebody who's mentally compromised. Very frustrating. Especially when it causes you a lot of loss. So I have to deal with that imposed upon me every day. It's a nightmare. I moved 2 times to get away from Mr. Perry, have no further contact. It's like I moved twice and I now have to hear what you think, and you never shut up. It is what is wrong with you? Why can you not control yourself? I mean, move on, go work, go do something, go bother your own family, sir. So we got that first. Then I start having problems with holes in the radiator. And then a brick is thrown at me on the freeway and it totaled my car. That could have been my head. It split my engine in 2. Bounced off the asphalt and hit the undercarriage instead of my head. They had taillights taken out so they would have me pulled over. Our cops told me to get up and fix it. This was reported to Mike Neely. Got a bunch of... I got my new car and they got in it. Like, they just want me to know we can get a new car too. Put all this powder. It's in a room where David Roberson had his employees with dynamic shot. Mr. Perry, don't contact me. I don't like it. He types in my other phone while I'm doing these. Like, he thinks I care what he thinks. Nobody understands why he thinks that. He'll ask me about leaks, and nobody understands why he think I'd help him out with that. I'm not told that, but why would I help you? So I can testify to, I heard the recording of police this. Police record a lot of things. I cannot speak to accuracy, nor is that my responsibility, is it? It is not. So I don't. There's a lot of ways to prove out a recording. When you do it, that helps, don't you think? Yeah, okay. We're like, I told you so. Okay, so then I get hit. That was actually the second hit. There's a lot of other junk in here. Yeah, I used to have people pulling up to take pictures of me. I'm a stalker. I get pictures of you at where you live. And he takes them into court. Look, Judge, I'm not stalking her. See all these pictures I took of her where she lives? So I left Lubbock in 2013, and then I had to leave Texas in 2014 because Mr. Perry always comes where I am and bothers me and bothers me and bothers. I mean, stop bothering. So then I get hit here. I'm hit at the wheel. See? Then I'm hit here at the other wheel. Same car, different hit. See? July 3rd. Then I'm hit at the wheel again. Different car. Then I'm hit right here on the side of the car. See, there's nothing on the back. The guy said, you backed into me. And I'm like, well, the scuff marks are on the back of your car. They were on his bumper and on the side of my car. And I go, how in the hell am I going to back in to your bumper with the side of my car? So he's trying to hit the wheel and he missed. That right there I did actually on the trash can. He did this black mark here. So he was shooting for the wheel and he missed. And with his bumper, he backed into me. And I'm like, dude, I can't back into your car, your bumper, with the side of my car. But send me a picture or text. And he never did. I was like, watch, I'll never hear from him again. Because he kept accusing me of being, it's your fault. And I'm like, yeah, no, it's not. So that's how many times I've been hit just after this email here. So every time you contact me, we get more like this, sir. Every day that I'm broke, we get more like this, sir. Every penny you take, Calvin. How much money we gotta give her? So my choices are usually I make enough for either my room or food, but never both, and never anything else but that. So here's the thing, Calvin. It is $15 an hour, average pay for DoorDashers in Tulsa. If you can't keep up with that, then don't whine and complain when we find out what you just said. Okay? You're gonna pay for it in a way you never have had to before. Okay? Then you asked for it. Don't invade her privacy. Don't contact her or her family in any way, shape, or form. Charles has some very creepy ways of contacting. Creepy, fucked up ways. He'll type shit in my phone. I'm gonna get. You're out. Am I? Are you threatening me? Why don't you ever threaten me to my face? You'll have to stand about 500 feet away from me because I'll beat the shit out of you if you get anywhere near me. I mean, I don't know what you think you're going to get me to pose for wedding photos. You are off your nut. It is never going to happen. I'll eat out of a dumpster first, and you know I will. I slept in my car for 6 months and didn't eat and didn't bathe. You made sure I didn't make enough to do that. I barely made enough for the gas and a little bit of food, or sometimes just the gas. Sometimes they just make DoorDash didn't do shit all day, or I couldn't even get on. Or it was all upside down orders all day long. There'd be one out. So we pay very close attention. Hang on. We pay very close attention to this kind of stuff right here. That violation's been answered. By the way, at the traffic deadline, when our guys have a recording of y'all talking about a trafficking deadline, when you're supposed to deliver to Larry, the realtor in Houston, we get names like that. The longer I'm broke, the longer you invade my privacy, they invade yours. You reap what you sow, right? They have a court order or they're using a link of yours or something. You are just weirdo. It's illegal to do that shit for a reason. So, can't figure out how to get women to like me. So we pay close attention to my acceptance rate to see how many crap orders there. I mean, just let DoorDash app do what DoorDash app does. Why don't you do that? And then you don't have to worry about it. Covering it all up. Lying about it and hoping people believe you. Somebody told you that. You're talking to me like you think I believe you, and I think you know I don't. Mr. Perry talks to me like he thinks I give a fuck. And no one understands why he thinks that. And he'll ask me about leaks like he thinks I would help him with that. And no one understands why the fuck he thinks that. He does have Huntington's disease. That's something else we found out. Because he was mean. This guy said, I'm sick and tired. Charles doesn't want Cindy to know he's got Huntington's disease. So I'm tired of watching him terrorize her. I'm tired of it. And I'm tired of him, trying to ruin her. So make sure she finds out. It causes hallucinations, delusions, paranoia, psychosis, and impaired cognitive reasoning. When you do the crime to me, you get caught. You touch a hot stove, you get burned. We get the information before you do it, not after. It's to establish criminal intent, malicious aforethought, and premeditation. We have to put it out right away. I can't personally speak to the accuracy of the information. Police record a lot of things. They are people that deal with the process of proving out or whatever. And finding out, is it actionable, is it this, is it that, whatever they do with it. But if I'm told to put it out because we need to do it we need to get it out there. It wouldn't do any good for me to get an airport order that you're going to kidnap me? If I had, we got to put the email about it before. That's how you establish premeditation. Prior. We got it before you did it. And you talked about it. And we heard you. It was recorded. I typed up the email about the recording. And then you did it. And we're like, I told you so. And now we got them. So we pay very close attention to the acceptance rate. See where it says 32%? That's pretty low. Don't you think? So that means I got 70% crap orders. Yeah. $15 an hour, Calvin. And so you take the 15 to answer your question, how much money do I got to give her in her DoorDash orders? Okay, well, $15 an hour less what I actually make. How much intel did you want to buy us with that? $20 a day, and every day I'm deprived of food and shelter and all that stuff. How much intel did you want to buy us? Because you pay for it with intel. Millions of dollars you spend to cover up something that buys us intel. Intel nobody else has. No one victim has the buyer's name, knows they've been sold, who to, beforehand, not after. Life sentence per count, Larry. Life sentence per count. It's different when you do it to me. It's the same every time you do it. So, this is my earnings. It's not $15 an hour. Look at that. So the guy's like, she said that he's taking all her money to make her broke so he can subjugate her and get her coerced to be sold. I'm looking at her bank accounts. He fucking has her broke. And I'm saying it's not even canned food. It's scraps. You treat your dog better. Yeah. Okay, so here's it's pathetic. It's definitely not. So, Calvin, how much do you gotta give me? I'm working. I'm getting paid to work. How about you get out of my app and give me my legal right to privacy? How about that? Because every day that you don't, we get more intel. You want my driver's license, you talked about it today. You want my car title, you talked about it today. Every day you talk about taking my car. Every day David's calling around, can't you make that murder work? We gotta shut her up. Just make it work. Right? What can we get her on? Can we get her on not wearing pasties at Sensations? Can we get her on taking her shoes off? What can we do to get a smear campaign? Yeah, we heard all of that. When you contact me, we get more. When you take my money and I'm broke, we get more. When you take my privacy, they take your privacy. You reap what you sow.
Leave me alone! Please!
Just talk to me for 2 minutes.
First, let me say that I'm happy that the lady in this video is okay. Second, let me break down what rape culture is. Rape culture is the fact that that man felt that he was entitled to some of this woman's time just because he said, let me talk to you for 2 minutes. Doesn't matter if it's 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 20 minutes. If she said no, no means no. Rape culture is the comments that she has on her video about how she should have just spoke to him or dressed differently. Rape culture is me taking the heat for calling out other men for their terrible behavior. Rape culture is trying to explain stuff as, oh, it's just locker room talk. No, it's not locker room talk. You should talk the same way wherever you are. We all know that rape is not about sex, it's about power. So for you to force yourself on somebody, even if you're just talking to them, is disgusting.
Deaf guy's been raping you since...
Leave me alone!
That's okay, I don't care.
Leave me alone!
All you want.
I don't want pray for this.
Mr. Perry, leave me the fuck alone. When you contact me, when you invade my privacy, when I'm broke, when my Nealeys in jail, you are paying for it with intel. You are caught. Listen, fucktard, you're caught. I know you get your little feelings hurt every time I call you fucktard. That other mafia guy thinks that is the funniest fucking thing ever. You have made yourself weak. So you can play it all you want.
Please leave me alone.
Hey men, leave women the fuck alone. When they're in public, when they're doing anything, you don't have the right right to their attention. You don't have the right to step into their personal space. You don't have the right to them. Especially if they're making it very clear they don't want to be talked to. But even when they're not, unless a woman is giving you enthusiastic and continuous body language and signs that she wants to talk to your ugly dumbass, then leave her the fuck alone. Find a date a different way. Okay? It's not clever. It's not cool. It's not cute. It's garbage. It's absolute garbage behavior. And you're a garbage person if you do it. I don't care if it's in public. It doesn't fucking matter. You don't have the right to her. You need to leave her alone. And this is Bacon.
Alright, speaking of name calling, we get to have opinions in this country. You make me feel raped, so I call you a rapist. I define how you make me feel, not you. I define that. Any woman that you have violated, we get to define how you make us feel. You make us feel raped. We don't want you. Nobody's in love with you. No woman is calling you up, asking you for dinner, or hold my hand, all that bullshit. You have been rejected, sir. You're not wanted. You're told on. You're in an imposition and a burden. I moved 2 times not to ever have to hear what you think again. I didn't ask you what you think, honey. I fucking don't want to hear it. We're all sick of hearing it. Nobody invited you to Oklahoma. Go home to your family. And the mafia guy that we talked to thought it was hysterical that you were whining and crying about being called a pussy or a fucktard. And he goes, but that's what he is. In this country, you get to have an opinion on someone. I think he's a fucktard and a pussy too. What's he gonna do? Start crying to his mama if I call him that? Piss himself? I mean, who the hell does that? He made himself so weak in making that kind of complaint. What in the world? That doesn't play well in our business. So, you don't go around spending a lot of money knowing that it's going to get you caught when you do it to a specific person and expect not to be called fucktard. You don't do the same thing every day that gets the same result for 10 years and expect not to be called fucktard. Somebody somewhere is going to call you that. Whoop-de-doo. Boo fucking who? Here's your tissue. Be a man about it. So he said you guys made yourself weak when you did that. I said leave me alone. When you continue to push me and pressure and I'm going to make you sleep in your car and I'm going to make you eat out of a dumpster and I'm going to take your car away, threaten me and threaten me and threaten me and threaten me. I'm going to have you false arrested. I'm going to kidnap you. And you threaten me and you threaten me and you threaten me and you threaten me. What that does, I guess for some girls it scares them and they finally do what you want. What it does to me is piss me off. And I have help. It pisses them off too. The kind of help that got me the Fabian puzzle in jail. The kind of help that told me today you wanted my driver's license, the title to my car, you want to take the car, you wait till she goes to sleep. We got voyeur cameras in her home, so we know exactly when she goes to sleep. As soon as she goes to sleep, I'm taking that car. Then she's walking. Or get her to the airport so we can have her kidnapped. That is the kind of power you're pissing off. And we're like, are you sure you want to piss them off? Yeah. Okay, suit yourself. You're paying for it in a way you never had to before. So, what are we supposed to do? What are we supposed to call you? Yeah.
That's okay. I don't care.
Leave me alone.
All you want.
I don't want to pray for this. Please leave me alone.
Hey, men. Leave women the fuck alone. When they're in public, when they're doing anything, you don't have the right to their attention. You don't have the right to step into their personal space. You don't have the right to them. Especially if they're making it very clear they don't want to be talked to. But even when they're not, unless a woman is giving you enthusiastic and continuous body language and signs that she wants to talk to your ugly dumbass, then leave her the fuck alone. Find a date a different way. Okay? It's not clever. It's not cool. It's not cute. It's garbage. It's absolute garbage behavior. And you're a garbage person if you do it. I don't care if it's in public. It doesn't fucking matter. You don't have the right to her. You need to leave her alone. And this is Bacon.
So we've heard all the times that David Roberson calls up, just get her on that murder. Well, there's no evidence to indicate she did it. Just make it work. I got you a cigarette, but she dropped off, put in the ashtray, and I picked it up at her work. Just use that. We heard all those conversations, David. So I can only testify. I don't know how they get it, with it, if it's a wiretap something or a leak or an informant or an infiltrator or whatever. I don't know. I'm not part of that process. And so I can't testify to that at all. I can't testify to, nobody has to tell you how the information gets from them to me, but you have voyeur cameras, so you ought to know that. You can talk to police on the phone. All I can do is say, I heard the recording of you saying that. Right. I heard you guys know you're caught. You sit there and, watch me type it up. You see me talking to them. We don't know what to do. You know you're caught and you do it anyway. And we're just like, fucktard. And so, why would we not call you that? You get caught when you do the crime to me. You get burned when you touch a stove, hot stove. And you just keep touching that hot stove day after day after day, crying and whining that your hand's burned. It's about off by now. Every time you contact me, we always get more. Every time you invade my privacy, they invade yours. They take, you take, they take. Every time you cause a problem for me, we get more. Pisses everybody off. Every day I'm broke, we get more. Pisses everybody the fuck off. Make sure she finds out he's got Huntington's disease. He doesn't want her to know, but I'm sick of watching this. What he's doing to her. It's disturbing. Make sure she finds out. No, normal people don't like this. They don't like you. And you got your little club of weirdo, and outside of that is everybody else. Okay, and you guys, we've all heard your meetings too. How can we make her look crazy? How can we say she's crazy and make that work? How can we make her so mad she throws a fit and starts screaming and then we have to call CIT? How can we heard those meetings too, every single one of them. This is the McNamara email. It was sent October 29, 2015 to my ex-husband. They're going to arrange a false arrest. And then you did. And we're all like, well, we told you so. This entire email is about your intent. You expressed intent to coerce me, to do something or say something I didn't want to do, by way of false imprisonment, by way of using the justice system to kidnap me. Because you went into court and you lied. You said she filed a false police report in retaliation for my job as a public servant and as a senator. And everybody's going, what part of that job would I have been so mad about that I made up a stalker story, told everybody from 2011 until 2015 that you were stalking me, and that I was mad about it. I'm frustrated with it. I don't like it. No one does. It's a felony crime, by the way. It's a felony crime because people don't like it when you do that. So you do things people don't like, they're not going to like you. They don't want you around anymore. People don't like problems. They don't like loss. They don't like grieving, sadness of the loss of a person they care about, or something like a car or a home or an important relationship. So when you cause that kind of loss, they're not going to like you. Your expectations are way off. Tried to kill her about 2-3 times, and now he wants wedding photos. Yeah, he needs to cover up a forgery. Yeah, I would kick your ass before I'd have a picture taken with you. You don't know. You're not getting it. I fucking would beat the shit out of you if you got anywhere near me. If you're going to threaten me, though, you do need to do it to my face, like a man. Just stand far away. Okay? Get out of my fucking phone. Get out of my fucking phone. I have the reasonable expectation of privacy in my phone and my home. You are raping me. So, we get the help with information, not you. Look at your results. We get the help with information. You do not. You don't have any McNamara emails. You don't have a Fabian puzzle. You don't even have a Fabian. They got that to me in jail. You sure you want to piss them off? They told me today you wanted my car title, my driver's license, get her to the airport, and just throw her on a kidnapper and throw her on a plane. She's going to go, damn it. We're going to kidnap her. So, and then I get a DoorDash order. I had to work around that. But I was expecting that you were going to try something. I mean, we knew. We put an email about it. It didn't end today. And then you tried it tonight anyway. You're caught and you tried anyway. It's so easy, it's not fair. But how did I get the information to begin with, and what do you think we're going to do with it? We're going to use it to put you in jail. I can't testify to accuracy, Mr. Perry. I can't testify to, I mean, there's a process of confirming intel. Is it good? Is it bad intel? Good intel? Is it actionable? Is it, not part of that process either. What I can do, though, what I would say is people would tend to believe it's true if you do what the email says exactly. Our information that I type up in an email is specific and detailed. It's not vague. It's very specific. Here's what they want to do. In great details, what they said. You're caught when you do it to me. It's the same every time you do it to me. Different than any other victim. Calvin, I've never met you that I know of. How do I know your name? Bettencourt, I've never met you that I know of. Larry, I've never met you that I know of. Geppetto, I've never met you that I know of. Beverly, I have your people's names. You don't have even one of ours. Sure you want to piss them off? I'm not to be broke. I'm not to have my privacy invaded, and you don't contact me, creepy Chucky. You're creeping me out. You fucking creep me out. So I got this in jail. It depicts Charles as a selfish little butt-in that he is here. And he causes sadness and fear. See the word boo. That's also a private joke between the cop that got this to me and myself. He's known me for a long time. He goes, I'll tell you what, if they knew about you what we know about you, they would understand that when they sit down and have a meeting on how do we make one woman fail. That is we go get the popcorn and the Dr. Pepper, and we sit there and it's a show for us. It is unbelievable to hear them talk about how can we make Cynthia fail. It is something. We get quite a thrill listening to those conversations. It's the highlight of our day. I kid you not. To hear those guys have a conversation about our girl, how do we make our girl fail? Do they not understand the pat on the back that is for us? Yeah. They love it. They love those meetings. Fabian was the guy that I wanted to go out with him. I want to see what he's like. And Charles butt in. And he only found out about it because my friend from New York sent me a private Facebook message. Private. Not on Facebook, in a private message. Are you dating anybody? And I'm like, no, but I want to get to there's this guy Fabian at work. I want to see what he's like. His real name is Todd. That's all I'm saying. I'm not going to say his real name publicly, but I know his real name. Anyways, so he was like, Charles found out, starts butting in, starts needling around in things that aren't his business. In a town, at that time it was just a town where he doesn't live. Now he's in a state where he doesn't live. Your constituents aren't in Oklahoma. And you would have done better had you just gone to Texas and talked to your constituents all day instead of bothering me. Proof that you're doing anything but sitting. We say that you sit around all day peeping. Prove that not true. Prove you're doing anything but what I say. Yeah. So, piss those guys off, I dare you. Piss the guys off, they got me this. I dare you. Keep it going. Larry. So, this right here, see? That's your Hansel and Gretel. How'd you know Mike had to be begged to go? He didn't want to go to Pensacola. But you had murder planned. And so you coaxed him. And then you're asking me about it. We know you're a witness. We're going to tamper with you anyway. See? I've asked you before and you had about 5 times. If I didn't, if I don't answer, there's a reason I'm not answering. That means I'm not, how about we wait till court and you let me testify? Oh, you didn't want that. I say the same thing here. You can talk to police on the phone. Okay, so we got one. We got to get back to Texas so we can do more to her. So Lucky asked me about the forged marriage license. And I told him it's a forgery. I didn't sign that. I've not even seen it. And he said, I thought so, but I wanted to ask you personally, make sure. Which my family should have done the same. Did you have them all rounded up again? Yeah. One last goodbye. Nope, I'm not going anywhere. I'll eat out of a dumpster first. How much am I worth, Larry? Eating out of a dumpster. But I'd rather do that than go with you. Yeah, you disgust me. Point out for me the marks on Mike Nealey, who just 6 days before took my The car vandalism complaint where I showed you the powder in the car and in the hotel room. Yeah, he took that complaint. 6 days later, his life blew up. He got Hansel and Gretel to Pensacola like you tried to Hansel and Gretel me to the airport. So you could do some harm. The thing is Chief Miller was beat to death, his head back and forth so hard that it came off his body. He died of internal decapitation is what they call that. The skull becomes detached from the body. The Emmy said it was like he was in a car crash. With such force, she said it was like he was in a car crash. And yet, he has not a mark on him. Like he beat somebody, look. Point the marks, yeah, nothing. And there's nothing in the arrest report either. Red swollen right hand. Okay, well, he's got an IV needle in the right hand there. Yeah. So, I emailed the Florida State's attorney before, in March 2020. He was drugged, he didn't do it. He was found in respiratory distress and unconscious, but not from being hit in a fight. He's accused of beating Chief Miller to death. They confirmed that in May. When you do the crime to me, when you invade my privacy, when you contact me or my family in any way, shape, or form, directly or indirectly, and every day I don't have money, because you're taking it, Calvin. You bought us intel. You buy us intel. This is a quote. Point out for me the marks on him. Who is it? Who am I quoting? How do we get Larry's name? Betancourt's name. Betancourt or one of you guys was mad. We got to do a seance. I can't do it right if I can't get into her house and vacuum the carpet and get hair and nail clippings and shit. To do the seance, to make her change her mind. That could be a coercion charge right there. In asserting freedom of religion, it might be a great opportunity to take before the Supreme Court and get a ruling on, let's further define religion, freedom of religion. Religion is the worship of a deity, and you're worshiping Satan, so that's not a deity. That would also exclude New Age. It would not. It would include, though. It would continue to cover protection of Islam and anything that worships God. Religion is the worship of God or a deity. So you couldn't really say that you're exempt from criminal prosecution by way of freedom of religion practices, trying to force somebody to change their mind with some wiki. And anyways, the guy that asked him, he asked, where's our vacuum cleaner, and why aren't we vacuuming her carpet so I can get some hair and nails and stuff and do my wiki, and he was told, you took her carpet because you got her kicked out of her apartment, so she doesn't have carpet now. And you stole her vacuum cleaner, so she doesn't have that either. Shot yourself in the foot, kind of like always. So, you're shit out of luck. Sorry, you should have thought about that before you did that to her. Yeah. You want to piss guys off, Charles, they can get us that. Mike was drugged before anybody else said it. And, we got to get her back to Texas where we can do more to her. And, Calvin, since we can't take all her money and jam up our DoorDash, I was DoorDashing in, then jam her DoorDash app and take her money, then make it where she can't pay the bill because there's a COVID moratorium. Let's try smoking. And then she did it. The fucking manager actually called me 2 days later. I mean, dates and times in this are big, very important. Smoking complaint. Yeah, no, you didn't. Calvin called you. So you tried to get me kicked out of my home, right? Stealing my mail. I haven't gotten mail in months. That's a federal crime, Larry. So we got a lot of shit here. And then we got, there's even more shit here. All this detailed. Very detailed and specific. When you contact me, we get more. When you take my money, we get more. You buy us intel. You pay it. You're paying for it in ways you never had to before. So when you start thinking about how much money do I got to give her, well, how much intel did you want to give us? Yeah, the intel will be used to convict you in a court of law. If you've got some other pretend land thing going, please do tell. What is it that we're going to do with all this? Yeah. You got to manage your expectations properly, and you guys are forever disappointed. She didn't do what we thought. You got your expectations are set on somebody's imagination, not reality, or that wouldn't happen. So, Mr. Perry lives in pretend land. He watches me in the privacy of my home, and it's like a movie. And he pretends. And he sits there with his little doll. And so, we heard all kinds of stories. Anyways, okay, that's the witness statement. We've got so much stuff before, not after, Mr. Perry. We get it before, not after. You pay for it with intel. In a way you never had to before. When you do it to me, it's different, but it's the same every time you do it, isn't it? This is more. There's your kidnapping plan. We've had that out forever. What's the date on this? A day ago. That was 1 day ago. But we've had this out for a long time. Sex trafficking plan. See? Witness statement. You're doing everything he says. Prove that you're not. These are subject lines. See, he said in March 2020. How would things look different, Calvin, if you had done what we said in March 2020? Don't invade her privacy. It's illegal to do that, so stop. Don't contact her or her family. It's illegal to do that, so stop. And get your hands out of her wallet. It's illegal to take somebody's money. Interference with commerce and contracts with intent to coerce. Deprivation of food and shelter with intent to coerce. Grand larceny with intent to coerce. Auto theft with intent to coerce. Talk about my car all the time. How can we get our car from her? We got to get that car away from her. Everybody, we got to get that car. Yeah, whatever. I'm going to cut the fan bill. And so many things about my car. We got names. These are subject lines to the same, just like you just saw with the kidnapping. These are subject lines for emails just like that. So I can't testify to anything except I heard a police recording. Here's what it said. Is it true? Don't know. Is it accurate? Don't know. But guess what? We can't wait to see after they do it to put that out. I have to put it out before. I have to put it. It should be a crime deterrent, you would think. I have to put it out as soon as we get it in. And then you either prove it out or not. By doing it is one way. And in the meantime, the guys do what they do. I'm not part of that process. And there's this. He just contacted me again, so expect us to get more. Next time we get more, blame Charles. He was just told don't contact me. I fucking hate it. It's creepy. You're fucking creepster. I fucking hate it. You're a fat turnoff. Nobody wants you. You're told on and told on and told on and told. Golly. Come on with the slow thing. So we get all this. We got names. Muffin Man. Who's the Muffin Man? Lucius, Calvin, Monique. Who's Monique and where's she today? All this. Every time you contact me, every time I don't have any money, every time you invade my privacy and make me feel raped, we get more. The shrink had you pegged a long time ago. We get more. We get it before, not after. We got this before. That's after. March. May. Imagine how different things would be, Mr. Roberson, had you listened to us in March 2020 when we said, don't invade my privacy, don't contact me, and don't take my money. It does look like there's a concerted effort to displace her. Lawmen are to relieve suffering caused by crime. So we've documented and documented and documented and documented and documented and documented threat after threat after threat after threat. Bothers and bothers and bothers. Tonight they tried to kidnap me. They got caught talking about it. We typed it up. They want my driver's license and my car title. That's documented and typed up. It's dated and it's time-stamped. Noon. And then you actually went ahead and tried at 9 o'clock tonight. Get her to the fucking airport. Wow. I don't even know. We don't even have words for that, Charles. And then, out of all that, and I'm broke, and you're invading my privacy, and you're contacting me, we get Larry's name. His name is Larry, the one that bought me. He's a realtor in Houston. So, we found out about the Houston compound. You guys were talking about Natalie Holloway might be at that compound. There was no body. There was no crime scene. And your guy said, should we move her? Or if they do an extraction, will she remember who she is? She hadn't gone by the name Natalie Holloway in a long time. Kids are shitting the carpet because they're getting raped at that place, at this compound in Houston, where they get windows with beveled glass. If they were there by their own volition, they wouldn't need beveled glass, would they? And they could come and go as they please. And the kids wouldn't be shitting the carpet. So we hear it smells like sewer in there. So, I mean, you're trying to kidnap me at the airport. That means I'm not complicit. Right? Or you wouldn't have to kidnap me. That means I don't consent. I said no. When I say no, listen, bitch, one time ought to do it. You keep pressuring me, you're going to pay with intel. We use the intel. When they're ready, they'll do an arrest, and they'll get a conviction. And the more we have, the easier it will be to convict you. Don't you think? So, what do you think we're going to use it for? Since you live in your own reality, you tell us what your reality is. Yeah. If I have, in my imagination, $3 million in my checking account, and I walk over to Dillard's and get some $6,000 shoes, and run my card and it's declined, and then I'm all shocked and dismayed. Oh, but I thought I had $3 million in my checking account to buy those. Well, it's my imagination, so I don't. I'm going to be disappointed perpetually, am I not? If I refuse to get a grip on reality and admit to myself there's no $3 million in my checking account. I cannot do that and expect it to clear. I'm not going to walk out the door with those shoes. You're not loved. You're not wanted. You're told on, and told on, and told on, and caught, and told on, and caught, and told on. Day after day after day, it's the same old. Charles did something, he got caught. Charles talked about doing this and he got caught. Charles again got caught. Charles got caught talking about taking her car. Charles got caught trying to frame her for a murder. Charles got caught trying to kidnap her. Charles got caught trying to, rape her. Charles got caught, over and over. It's the same old thing. Golly. Touches that hot stove all day, every day, and everybody's supposed to feel bad for him because he burned himself again. Jeez. I'm sorry, but we don't. We fucking don't. And the other mafia guy thinks you fucking he's just a loony weak. This guy's something. That much money he spent to get you guys sensitive information you do not want in the wrong hands. Yeah. And he does it every day. And he has for 10 years. Yeah, he's weak. He is a fucktard and he is a pussy. What's he gonna do? Sue me? That doesn't play well in this business. But you do what you do. There's the disclaimer. Stalkers, hack, and voyeur. Or they wouldn't know when I'm going to go to sleep to go get my car, Calvin. Or cut the fan belt. And jam up Dasher app so I don't make $15 an hour. I make about $3. He's got it on. He goes, the guy looking at my chicken and go, this is not canned food. This is scraps. What an asshole. No wonder she gets all this stuff. Connecting the dots is what the police are supposed to do. Overstalking reports. Now, we have reason to believe that you killed Lucky and tried to frame Mike, and that you're going to come tell me we're going to do the same thing to you that we did to Mike. We set up a whole page here on the trafficking, on the murder of Chief Miller. There it is. And your Pinto, your solicitation of prostitution. You're worried about me having pasties on. You're shitting us. And depending on the club, where it is, you don't have to wear them, I guess. In Tulsa you do, but out in the middle of nowhere, Richard. Here's this. Jeannie Russell. So, and we heard all the meetings of, we got to make her look crazy. How can we make her look crazy? Let's see. If we do this, we can make her look crazy. If we do that, oh, she caught us. Shit, now we can't make her look crazy because she's just going to go, well, I told you so. And I'm going to say it about that, too. We've been saying that for a long time. You made me see a shrink. She said that it was a stalking escalation, your false arrest bullshit. No political vendetta. None of my evidence was collected. No police investigation ever. No, not 1 ounce of my evidence was collected. So she says, you can look at her stuff here. You can listen to what she has to say. And that recording right there. I'm not going to do it now. This is the page with the sex trafficking whole thing. We got a whole page dedicated to your trafficking business. See? Houston realtor named Larry. When you contact me, we get more intel. You caused me to have no money and loss, financial loss or relationship loss, we get more intel. You wanted my family to talk me into being, trafficked, and I'm like, yeah, no, they don't influence me at all. They opened their home to you and they shoved me out. So why would they influence me? Huh? They didn't sit me down and go, what do you want? Well, I don't want him. Okay, then we won't let him come over. They saw me with Saeed. I brought Saeed over and I introduced him. You took it upon yourself to bother my family. I will say this. I'm not mad at... I'm not going to get into that right now. I'll talk about that with my family. But I'm mad at you that you bothered my family to begin with. Because you were told in March 2020, don't invade her privacy in any way, shape, or form. Don't contact her or her family in any way, shape, or form, directly or indirectly. And she had better not fucking be broke and have to ask for help. Get your hands out of her wallet. Because you're going to pay with intel. We're using the intel to get a criminal indictment and conviction. The more we get, the easier that ought to be. And if you got some other reality, please do tell us what that would be. I can only speak to, I heard a police recording and here's what they said. That's it. There's other people involved in the process of proving it to be true or actionable and all that stuff. How it is obtained, again, not part of the process. So I can only testify to what I saw or what I heard or what I know. By the way, it's no different for you. You can't just throw somebody up on the stand and say, just say this or just say that. There's a whole lot more to it than that, and you suborn perjury every time you do that. Just make it work. Frame it for that murder. We gotta shut her up. Just make it work. Richard, just make it work. We hear you all the time, David. All the fucking time. So desperate. Golly. Pathetic. Alright, so everybody else sees you like this.
Leave me alone.
You want?
I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone.
Hey, men. Leave women the fuck alone. When they're in public, when they're doing anything, you don't have the right to their attention. You don't have the right to step into their personal space. You don't have the right to them. Especially if they're making it very clear they don't want to be talked to. But even when they're not, unless a woman is giving you enthusiastic and continuous body language and signs that she wants to talk to your ugly dumbass, then leave her the fuck alone. Find a date a different way. Okay? It's not clever. It's not...
Okay.
This is big. Leave women the...
Mr. Perry wants to have a conversation with me, and I've said no to that. And he needs to respect that and move on. My answer is no. This is me talking to you. I said no. When you push me, you're going to piss me off. And as much intel as we get when you piss me off, you sure you want to do that? My answer is no. My answer is no to all of it. I don't want to hear what you have to say. Fuck you. Listen, you are causing you're causing your own problems in failure to respect the rights of other people. I don't want to hear what you think. I moved twice not to ever again have to hear what you think. I don't care. You need to consider what I think about what you've put me through. And you don't. Somebody said that, maybe one of the judges. It concerns me that Charles has caused so much devastation for her. She has tried so hard to get away from him. What concerns me more is that he doesn't care. What concerns me even more than that, and I find deeply disturbing, is he's extremely anxious, almost giddy, to do more of it. And I don't understand that. It's disgusting. You don't have the right to fuck with me. You don't have the right to invade my privacy. You don't have the right to take my money. You don't have the right to sell me. What if I go and I forge Steve Gunswiller's name to a contract that says, I now own your house and everything in it. Get the fuck off the property. Just because I decided to. And the cops made him leave. And he lost everything he had just like that. That's what you did to me. I decided. So, when we take intel and we get it beforehand, we decided. Okay? Nobody owes you any explanation as to how that gets to me. When you go to criminal trial, they'll tell you how they got it. I'm not part of that process. Okay? Now, I don't want to talk to you. You don't even make sense. You disgust and repulse me. I said leave me alone. So leave me the fuck alone. Leave me the fuck alone. You don't have the right to be in Oklahoma bothering
Fuck
me.
alone. When they're in public, when they're doing anything, you don't have the right to their attention. You don't have the right to step into their personal space. You don't have the right to them. Especially if they're making it very clear they don't want to be talked to. But even when they're not, unless a woman is giving you enthusiastic and continuous body language and signs that she wants to talk to your ugly dumbass, then leave her the fuck alone. Find a date a different way. Okay? It's not clever. It's not cool. It's not cute. It's garbage. It's absolute garbage behavior. And you're a garbage person if you do it. I don't care if it's in public. It doesn't fucking matter. You don't have the right to her. And you need to leave her alone. And this is Bacon.
That's okay. I don't care.
Leave me alone.